Thousands of American troops prepare for intervention in Somalia while top men from the Pentagon consult with their commander-in-chief. Thousands of American workers get a heavy dose of bad news from this country's biggest private employer. And Eye on America. Tonight, the real Malcolm X and what his message means 30 years later.
How could so few white people rule so many black people? This is the thing you should want to know.
This is the CBS Evening News. Good evening. I'm Connie Chung, sitting in tonight for Dan Rather, who's on his way to Somalia. The first of thousands of U.S. troops and soldiers from other nations could be in Somalia as soon as Monday. The United Nations Security Council is meeting tonight, and it is expected to authorize an extraordinary military intervention to save millions of starving people. President Bush has been meeting with top U.S. commanders, and Pentagon correspondent David Martin has the latest.
The Pentagon's plan for using armed force to deliver food and medicine to Somalia was brought to the White House this afternoon. Joint Chiefs Chairman Colin Powell and General Joseph Hoare, head of the U.S. Central Command, briefed President Bush on plans to send some 28,000 soldiers and Marines into Somalia. Other countries, including France and Italy, will provide much smaller numbers of troops.
Do what you can to create a situation in which the private relief organizations can do their job so that they're not threatened by armed vigilantes or these roving gangs, and so that that the food gets to those people who need it.
1,800 Marines now off the coast of Somalia would secure the airfield and port at Mogadishu, while Marines from Camp Pendleton, California, and soldiers from the 10th Mountain Division in New York are flown in aboard transport aircraft. The U.S. is counting on the warlords whose armed gangs now control Somalia to get out of the way.
We don't seek a confrontation. We're not looking to go in with guns blazing.
American troops may not be going into combat, but they will encounter conditions as grim as any on Earth.
The only thing that I am afraid of is what it's going to do mentally to my husband. He's really, kids are his life. I just can't imagine how it's going to change him, seeing all those starving kids.
The White House says President Bush hopes to have all American troops out of Somalia by January 20th, Inauguration Day, replaced by a UN peacekeeping force that would continue to ensure the delivery of food and medicine. But Pentagon officials say the ports and airfields of Somalia are so limited and in such bad repair that it may be impossible to move as quickly as the president wants.
It'll be a difficult operation in the sense that there's very little infrastructure in Somalia. That is to say that there's a very few airports, only 2 ports of any consequence, a road system that is almost non-existent. So whatever you do requires a fairly significant logistical effort as well.
Despite a week of intense planning and preparations, the first U.S. forces will not be ready to go ashore until early next week. With each passing day, an estimated 1,000 more Somalis will die of starvation. Connie?
David, if the plan is approved and the Marines have been in position since yesterday, why not go ashore immediately?
Well, theoretically, the Marines that are off the coast could go ashore within a matter of hours of being given the order, but there's no point in securing the airfield and the port at Mogadishu until the troops back here in the United States, who are the ones that are actually going to fan out through the country and deliver the food, are ready to go. And it's going to take time for them to load up their equipment and the personnel and be flown out on a very long trip to Africa.
All right. Thank you. David Martin at the Pentagon. When and if the first U.S. Marines get the order to go ashore, they shouldn't have too much trouble at the start. After that, the decisions only get harder, as correspondent Alan Pizzi reports from Somalia's capital and main